Hey guys, this is my first video for my gardening for the year. Let's see. This is a turnip that I grew last year, and it survived fall. There was 4 of them actually. It survived fall and winter, and I let it go to seed because I really like those turnips. So, this is what Vanessa, if you're watching, this is what seed pods on a mustard turnip, most greens, kale, collards. This is what their seed pods look like. Okay, wish I can get the camera on my head. They look like these things right here. And they're gonna get full, get nice and fat and full. All the flowers will fall off, and then you let these stay up there until they dry, start drying out. Then you cut them off, and once they start drying off on the bush, you don't want them to start falling apart, because then you're going to have volunteers all in that area the next year. You want, once they start drying out and look like they're dying, that's when you can go ahead and cut these off. And then I get an old pillowcase. You could use, something that it can breathe. And I take all these seed heads and I place them in an old pillowcase and let them dry out in there. Then you can just hold the pillowcase closed and just bang it against something, or just walk on it to crush all these pods when they're dry, and the seeds will be out in the bottom. And then you can just separate the chaff, which is the leftover veggie matter from these, and just separate it out and from your seeds. I mean, you'll have a little bit left in there, but it don't matter, because when you sow them, it doesn't matter. So these down here are rutabagas from last year. If they're actually starting to grow now. Some of them are trying to seed. This is what this one is doing. See, it's trying to seed. So you just, to keep it from wasting energy on that, just take and pop the top off, and then it'll go ahead and start growing. These are red beans and butter beans. Same over there, red beans and butter beans. And these are gray zucchini right here. And something came. These are the toilet paper rolls. See, something came in my garden last night and dug this one back up, so I got to recover that one up. The toilet paper rolls will break down in the soil, and so that'll be okay. You can see volunteer sunflowers all over the place from last year. They're growing like crazy. So these are my giants over here. Some of them I'm going to move to different spots in the garden. Some of them I'm just going to let stay where they are. Like that one over there with the potatoes. It's going to stay over there with the potatoes. But there are lots of sunflower volunteers, which I don't mind, because I love sunflowers. And so Vanessa will be getting a couple of them when she comes today as well. The strawberry patch has volunteer pecan trees back there in it from that pecan tree. So we'll be over there pulling those out today, and getting some of the weeds out of there today, and getting the slug traps set up over there today as well. The cilantro that I planted is coming up really good in these pots right here. Those are my figs over there in that pot. Oh, there's a bee over there. There's wood bees actually are trying to take up over there on that window, so I gotta get something to block that up. Yeah, because I don't want to be dealing with a bunch of wood bees. Let's see. That's where the mustard greens are, and the turnips right there. And I don't know what was out here digging last night, but you can see the footprints right there. Well, something came through here digging last night. So more. I just pinch these tops out so that they don't flower. Gotta do that today. So, yep. Hey, we got an onion over there. I bet your dad don't even know that. It's probably what we thought he threw. Hey, we got Kushaw volunteering over here. I shouldn't even have the plant in. Let him grow up on the mulch pile. Or it could be a pumpkin. Yeah, we had threw that pumpkin away over there too. So it could be pumpkin seeds volunteering on the mulch pile. I don't really have on shoes for being out here in the garden, but we'll walk through here and see what we got volunteering. Okay. These, I don't know what these are, but they come up every year. Every year we're weeding, getting rid of these things. But yeah, we got a decent sized onion coming up. It might be garlic. Could be a piece of garlic. Could be garlic. Over here, more likely it's an onion. Let's see what we got. So this means it survived winter. Ah, it's one of the red onions from last year. Cool. I'll leave it alone. So we got another one. See, there's some of those red onions from last year. They didn't look like they were any good. So the ones that were like all dried out and messed up, I just this is white onion. I just threw them over here on the mulch pile. But yeah, this will be part of our dinner today. Actually, I'll go ahead and get both of them because we put too much stuff on that mulch pile. And see, it's a red onion from last year. So hey, we got something for dinner today. To add to our dinner today. And it was a volunteer. Ain't that cool? Okay, so back to the garden. So I replanted my mustard seeds and collard seeds and replanted my okra. That's garlic coming up right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see if I can get, because I can't really see the screen good. There you go. I think y'all can see that. But yeah, that's garlic coming up. This area is where I put my asparagus. This was a couple of the seeds left over from the coriander, so I just threw them down there. And I'll show you the potatoes. These are those weird blue potatoes. So the potatoes are coming up. It's funny how they come up. They ain't even coming up in a line. And I planted them in a perfect line. Yeah. See something? I don't know if it's a raccoon or a dog coming out here. Hey, look. We got volunteers from last year over in the mulch pile. You can use these for a red onion and a white onion.
Oh, okay.
So here, put it in refrigerator. I was looking over there and I was like, those are like onions from last year. Because remember some of them like all dried up like they weren't going to grow? Mm-hmm. And I just threw them on the mulch pile. And I looked over there and I had 2 onions. I said, them would be nice little scallions. Mm-hmm. So, and look, either the pumpkin we had is coming up over there, or Kushaw. Yeah, it's either pumpkins or the Kushaw coming up on the mulch pile.
Probably one of each.
Yeah, it might be both of them. I'm going to just let it grow over the mulch pile. Oh, I'm talking to my husband. y'all don't think I'm crazy, which most people think I'm crazy anyway. So that beside the beans is broccoli, which once it gets a little bit bigger, I'm gonna thin them out. And over here are some peppers that I'm going to set out. Also on the toilet paper rolls. The toilet paper rolls will break down and actually add mulch to the soil. I have a couple of volunteer potatoes over there. I don't know if you guys, it's hard to see, it's so bright. Let me see. There you go. See, I have a volunteer potato plant right there. And let me see. Right there. I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm just gonna put herbs around them. Also look like there's a volunteer Kushaw over there too. Which the Kushaw takes over a large section of the garden, so I'm gonna have to move that somewhere else. I still have if I'd known I was gonna have so many volunteers, I wouldn't have planted so many cushaw. So I got some round zucchini, which is right here, that I need to plant today. These are cushaw that I need to plant. I was gonna put them on the other side of the yard and just let them go berserk. My onions, as you can see, my sweet onions that I let go to seed. Their seed heads are almost ready to pop open. And there's some weeds that got blown into these pots and it's coming up. Because what I put in here was Chinese pear and KYOHO grape. And they're not coming up yet. So yeah. These are the jalapenos that need to be, let me take it up. Jalapenos. And this are vintage wine tomatoes. These are my triple L tomatoes. Those are sunflowers, Vanessa sunflowers, and her tomatoes from her seed package. She'll be taking that with her today. The sweet, what is it, raised sweet banana peppers, those haven't germinated yet. The Italian golds, they're germinating. They've all germinated. The Rutgers tomato, and this is supposed to be a beefsteak tomato, they germinated. This one is the long purple eggplant. They kind of look like tomatoes, but they're germinating. They're starting to germinate. So hopefully I'll get, looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those that germinated. So the mosquitoes are out, that's for sure. And we gotta get a lawnmower blade today too. But that's the garden so far. It's just a few things here and there. Oh yeah, I ain't show y'all, finish showing y'all that side. We got the weed eater running. But this year I'm trying corn again. And like I said about seeds volunteering, there's a volunteer right there, a rutabaga or cabbage or something that volunteered. From when the corn is coming up. This is pak choy, and that's another row of corn. So you got, and then you got another volunteer over there. So you got corn, pak choy, corn, beans, and rutabagas. That's the kale that's going to seed. This is a cushaw from last year. So that's a cushaw from last year. I never made piles or anything with it. It's too old now. But yep. So that's my little garden. So wish me luck.